differentiability analyticity. The function f of z in the last class we have discussed and I recall the definition. The function f of z is differentiable at z naught if limit z tending to z naught f of z minus f of z naught divided by z minus z naught exists and finite. In the last class I did the definition limit h tends to 0 f of x z plus h minus f of z divided by h exists. The definition is same as here it is limit z tend to z naught f of z minus f of z divided by z minus z naught exists and finite. We say that the function is differentiable at a point z naught. Here, now I am going to take one problem. Is show that the function f of z is equal to z bar is continuous at z is equal to 0 but not differentiable at 0. As to check the continuity of a function at a point, you are going to verify three conditions. Condition number 1, as the here it is, we are going to check the continuity for the function at z is equal to 0. If f of 0 is exist or not. Second one, limit z tending to 0 f of z exist. And third condition, limit z tending to 0 f of z is equals to f of 0. We say that the function is continuous at z is equals to 0. Now I am going to verify the continuity of the function f of z is equal to z bar. Now coming to solution, let z is equals to x plus iy, which is a complex number, yes, and f of z is equals to what? F of z is a function, right? That implies at z is equals to f of z is equals to z bar, yes, z is equals to x plus iy, z bar is a conjugate of a complex number z, here it is x minus iy, so f of z is equals to x minus iy. So f of 0 is equals to what? It is 0 minus I into 0, which is equals to 0. So that implies f of 0 is equals to 0. That means the function is defined at 0. First condition is over. Now coming to second condition, limit z tending to 0 f of 0 I am going to find. Limit is existing or not I am going to test. Right. Limit z tending to 0 f of z is equals to z bar. Here which is limit z tending to 0. Z bar is nothing but x minus iy, which is nothing but limit x tends to 0. Here z is a function of two variables. That's why I am writing here. X tends to 0, y tends to 0, x minus iy. So which is equals to limit. First I am going to write the y tends to 0. I am going to choose y tends to 0. So what happened? X minus I into 0. Again x tends to 0. 0 minus 0, which is equals to 0. Therefore, finally what we have? Limit z tending to 0. F of z is equals to we have 0. This 0 is same as f of 0, right? Therefore, limit z tending to 0 f of z is equals to f of 0. So from this, what we say that the function is continuous at z is equals to 0. Is it clear? Now, I am going to check the differentiability at z is equals to 0. Yes, to check the differentiability at z is equals to 0 here. Yes, to check the differentiability from the definition, what I am going to check here? Limit, to checking the differentiability, z tending to 0, f of z minus f of 0 divided by z minus 0. This is same as f dash of 0 is existing or not. F dash of 0 is existing or not, I am going to check. Which is same as limit, here z tending to 0, f of z is nothing but z bar, minus f of 0, already you know that this is 0 divided by z. So we have limit z tending to 0, z bar divided by z. Okay. Here which is same as limit z tending to 0. Z bar is nothing but x minus iy. Here it is z is nothing but x plus iy. So I am going to rationalize in the denominator here x minus iy divided by x minus iy, which is equal to limit z tending to 0 can be written as x tends to 0, y tends to 0. Okay, here x minus iy, x minus iy, x minus iy whole square. In the denominator, a plus b into a minus b, that is z bar, that is nothing but x square plus y square. This is same as a limit x tends to 0, y tends to 0. As x tends to 0, y tends to 0, x minus iy expansion is x square plus y square minus I into 2xy divided by x square plus y square. Right. Here it is z is approaches to 0. Here this point is very important. Here if you take the orthogonal plane, z is approaches to 0. Z is approaches to 0. Here if you take the neighborhood of z or z is approaches to 0, we have so many ways to approaching to 0. Yes, from the real line, negative side of real line, positive side of real line, or from the imaginary line, from the top to the 0, from bottom to the 0. Now I am going, generally you know that this line represents what, y is equals to mx or slope n, right? And along the path y is equals to mx, it is tending to 0. Along the path, now I am going to consider the path y is equals to mx. Along the path y is equals to mx, so the y is tending to 0. From this, what I am writing here, limit x tends to 0, that is nothing but to substitute y is equal to mx in this limit. X square plus m square x square minus I into 2x into mx divided by, here it is x square plus m square y square. Sorry, m square x square. You can common x square, no? Yes, you can common x square, the denominator also get x square get cancelled. We have finally the limit is limit x tends to 0, right? X square if you common, this is 1 plus m square minus x square already common, that is 2i divided by x square if you common, this is 1 plus m square. X square get cancelled and there is no x, which is a finite limit. 1 plus m square minus 2i divided by 1 plus m square. This is the limit. But see, where m is a parameter or arbitrary constant, the limit is depends upon m. If you are taking m is equals to 1, you will get one limit. M is equals to another limit. Yes. So finally, what we have, different limits we have. From the definition of the differentiability of the function, limit is exist and finite. Even if you get the finite values, but they are not unique. So limit is not exist. So we say that the function f of z is equals to z bar is not differentiable at z is equals to 0. Which is not differentiable at z is equal to 0. Even it is continuous at z is equal to 0. As this is an example. Give the example of the complex valued function which is continuous but not differentiable. Yes, this is on the last class I have given an example also. F of z is equal to mod z also. Right. Yes, this is the definition, differentiability. Yeah. Yes, you may try the problem. Show that f of z is equal to mod z whole square. The magnitude of a complex number whole square is differentiable only at z is equal to 0 and nowhere. That is nothing but the statement represents it is differentiable at z is equal to 0, except 0 it is the function f of z is equal to mod z square is differentiable only at z is equal to 0. Other than 0 it is not differentiable. You may try. Now the very important definition, analytic function. Analytic function. This is very important. Just we are going to concentrating on this. Yes. First, to define the analytic function, first we should recall the definition of the differentiability. Yes, when we say that the function f of z is differentiable at z0 if f dash of z0 is equals to limit z tending to z0 f of z minus f of z0 divided by z minus z exists and unique, we say that the function is said to be differentiable at z0. Now coming to the analyticity, right? Here it is, when we say that the function f of z is analytic at z is equals to z0, right? That means the function is differentiable at z0 and it is differentiable in the neighborhood of z0 also. That is differentiable at every point in the neighborhood of z0. Suppose if you take this is z0, Z naught is any point in the complex plane. This is the open disk, that is nothing but neighborhood of Z naught. The function is differentiable not only Z naught, it is differentiable at Z naught. This neighborhood consisting of the so many points, and at each point the function is differentiable. Then we can say that the function is said to be analytic at Z is equal to Z naught. Is it clear? Even it is differentiable Z naught, it is clear. Differentiable at Z naught, and it is differentiable every point in the neighborhood of a Z naught. Then we can say that the function is analytic function, right? Yes, this is the definition. So simply, a function is f of z is said to be analytic at Z naught if it is differentiable at Z naught and in the neighborhood of Z naught. Next, yes, the function is said to be analytic in the domain. The function, suppose this is the domain D, which is a subset of the complex plane. When we say that the function f of z is analytic in the entire region, some region if I am taking. So in this case, the region consisting of what? Points. Clear. First, the function is said to be analytic in the region D if it is analytic at every point. If it is analytic at every point means what? It is analytic in the neighborhood of each point and at the point also. Right? Then we can say that the function is said to be analytic in the region. Analytic at a point and analytic in the region. What is the mean? What it represents? The function f of z is said to be, the function f of z is said to be analytic in the region D if it is analytic at every point in the region D. Yes, if it is analytic at every point means it is differentiable every point in this region. That is neighborhood of the point. Okay, this is the analytic at a point, analytic in the region. Next, if you consider the finite, if you take a finite complex plane, complex plane means this is that there are some bounds, right? Like this board. In this case, this is a finite complex plane. A function is said to be entire function. A function is said to be entire function if it is analytic in this finite complex plane or in this finite complex region. We say that is an entire function. Okay, analytic at a point, analytic in the region, analytic in the finite complex plane. So we say that it is entire function. Next, this analytic function is also called holomorphic function. Analytic function is also called holomorphic function. Holomorphic function. Yes. Next. Yes, the function f of z is said to be, next definition, the function f of z is said to be analytic at z is equals to infinity. Yes, the function f of z is said to be analytic at z is equals to infinity if, yes, the reciprocal of z is what? 1 by z. F of 1 by z is analytic at z is equals to 0. As it is analytic at z is equal to 0 means you are going to consider some open disk with center 0. It is differentiable at every point in the neighborhood of 0. Right? As check the analyticity or show that the function is analytic at z is equals to infinity. That is never possible. So you are going to replace f in the f of z. Suppose let us take one example. F of z is equals to z divided by z plus 1. Which is equals to 1 by f of 1 by z is equals to, here it is 1 by z by 1 by z plus 1. So what we have, which is equals to same 1 by f of z is equals to, it is 1 divided by, so we have z plus 1, so which is analytic at z is equals to 0. So f of 1 by z is analytic at z is equal to 0 means f of z is analytic at z is equals to infinity. This is the example, right? We consider the function f of z is equal to z divided by z plus 1. So to check the analyticity at z is equal to infinity, we are going to consider the function f of 1 by z as z of z. Z of z is equals to f of 1 by z, which is equals to as 1 divided by z plus 1, which is differentiable at z is equal to 0. Not only is it differentiable at z is equal to 0, every point in the region, that is in the open disk, it's under 0. So that's why we say that it is analytic at z is equal to infinity. Next very important theorem here. Yes, listen. 4 definitions are very important here. First one, analytic at a point, analytic in the region, and analytic in the finite complex plane. And here it is, last one, analytic at infinity. Right. Next, necessary condition for the necessary condition for a function to be analytic. For a function to be analytic. Right. Necessary condition for a function to be analytic. And these are the necessary conditions, not sufficient. Sufficient also we will discuss. If the function is analytic, then they should follow these conditions. That's why they are the necessary conditions. So are Cauchy-Riemann equations. The statement of the Cauchy-Riemann equations is, suppose that the function f of z is equal to u of x comma y plus I v of x comma y is continuous in the some neighborhood of z. Z is equal to x plus I y. It is continuous. It is continuous in some neighborhood of z is nothing but z. If you take the point in the complex plane, that is of z. In the neighborhood of z, the function is continuous everywhere. That means if you take z is a point, this is the neighborhood, at every point the function is continuous including z. That's why the function is continuous in the neighborhood of z. Okay, and differentiable at z. At a point z, the function is differentiable. And the first order partial derivatives exist. The first order partial derivatives are dou u by dou x, dou u by dou y, dou v by dou x, dou v by dou y. They are exist and they satisfy the equation dou u by dou x is equals to dou u v by dou y, dou u by dou y is equals to minus dou v by dou x, or u suffix x is equals to vy and u suffix y is equals to minus vx. Here, this is a Cauchy-Riemann equation, statement of the Cauchy-Riemann equation. Yes, statement is very important. And proof also. The function is continuous in the neighborhood of a z and it is differentiable at a point, and first order partial derivatives are existing, then dou u by dou x is equal to dou v by dou y, dou u by dou y is equal to minus dou v by dou x. Then if the function is analytic, they should follow these conditions. That's why it is a necessary condition for the analytic. Right, now coming to the proof of CR equations. CR equations are nothing but Cauchy-Riemann equations. Now coming to the proof. Let f of z is equals to u of x comma y plus I v of x comma y. Right? And z is equals to x plus I y. That implies there is a change in z is delta z. Z plus delta z is equals to x plus delta x plus I into y plus delta y. Right. And the function, since f of z is differentiable at z, so f dash of z is equals to limit delta z tends to 0, that is nothing but it tends to 0, f of z plus delta z minus f of z divided by delta z exists at finite, right, which is equals to limit delta z tends to 0, f of z is equals to u of x comma y plus I v of x comma y. F of z plus delta z is equals to what? U of x plus delta x comma y plus delta y plus I v of x plus delta x comma y plus delta y minus f of z is nothing but u of x comma y plus I v of x comma y divided by is delta z is equal to x plus I y. X plus delta is z plus delta z is equals to what? X plus delta x plus I y plus delta y. This is same as x plus I y plus delta x plus I delta y. So delta z is replaced by delta x plus I delta y. Right. This can be written as limit delta z tends to 0. Okay. For our convenience, I am writing here u of x plus delta x comma y plus delta y minus u of x comma y divided by delta x plus delta y I delta y plus this imaginary part I am going to common I into v of x plus delta x y plus delta y minus v of x comma y divided by what is that? What is the denominator? Delta x plus I delta y. Say this is equation number 1. Is it clear? Since here it is delta z tends to 0, we are writing. Delta z is nothing but what? Delta z is nothing but delta x plus I delta y. Delta z tending to 0 is same as delta x tends to 0, delta y tends to 0. Right. So here it is. This can be written as this delta z tends to 0 same as delta x tends to 0. Then only delta z is tending to 0. No? Delta y tends to 0. Right. I am going to discuss the LHS what we have. This is f dash of z. First case I am going to consider first case. We have the two ways. If I am taking delta y tends to 0 first, then you can take delta x tends to 0 next. If you take delta x tends to 0 first, then you can take delta y tends to 0. The order is not important. If you take delta y tends to 0 first, then delta x tending to 0 next. If delta x tending to 0 first, then delta y tending to 0 next. Suppose if delta y tends to 0 first, then delta x tends to 0. Clear? I am going to take delta y tends to 0 first. This is first, then after, right, delta x tends to 0. First delta y tends to 0, so I am going to substitute in the 1 delta y tends to 0, which is equals to f dash of z is equals to, we have as limit delta x tends to 0. Already delta y equals to 0, we have substituted, right? So we have u of x plus delta y is equal to 0, it is y, minus u of x comma y divided by delta x. Delta y tends to 0, what we have in the denominator? Only delta x. Okay, next plus I into, here it is v of x plus delta x comma y minus v of x comma y divided by what we have? Delta x. Yeah, this can be written as separating the limit delta x tends to 0 is u of x plus delta x comma y minus u of x comma y divided by delta x plus I into limit delta x tends to 0 v of x plus delta x comma y minus v of x comma y divided by delta x. Just you recall the definition of the partial derivative, right? The partial derivative with respect to x. What is the meaning of the partial derivative with respect to x? Right? If z is a function of two variables x and y, without changing the y, right? There is a change in x. Okay? There is a change in x, keeping y as constant. Here see this is a function, u is a function of x comma y. The change in x, right? Y is constant. So this is nothing but derivative, a partial derivative of u of x comma y with respect to x. This is a partial derivative of u of x comma y with respect to x. So this can be written as f dash of z is equals to what we have? Here this can be written as dou u by dou x plus I dou v by dou x. Say this is equation number 2. Next I am going to consider the second case. Here we consider what? Delta y tends to 0. First delta y tends to
number 1 is if delta x tends to 0 first, then delta y tends to 0. Here we are considering delta y tends to 0 next, and we take delta x tends to 0 first. If we take delta x tends to 0 first, yes, that is substituting delta x is equal to 0 in this first equation, the equation becomes f dash of z is equals to limit delta y tends to 0 u of x plus x comma y plus delta y minus u of x comma y divided by I delta y plus I into v of x plus x comma y plus delta y minus v of x comma y divided by I delta y, and I get cancelled. Right, here this can be written as limit delta y tends to 0 u of x comma y plus delta y minus u of x comma y by delta y into 1 by I plus separating the limit, no, limit delta y tends to 0 v of x comma y plus delta y minus v of x comma y divided by delta y. As this is same as the partial derivative of u with respect to y, that is dou u by dou y into 1 by I into minus I divided by I, plus here it is dou u by dou v by dou y. Which is s minus I divided by I, or I divided by I. So this can be as I get cancel or which is minus dou u by dou y plus dou v by dou y. Here this is same as this is I into it is f dash of z. So this is equation number 3. See, since f of z is differentiable, that implies f dash of z is exist and it is unique. That means the limit of f of z is same as z tending to 0, or here equation 2 and equation 3 are same. So therefore from 2 and 3 we have dou u by dou x plus I dou v by dou x is equals to minus I dou u by dou y plus dou v by dou y. Comparing on both sides. So in real part and imaginary part. What is the real part in the LHS? That is dou u by dou x. Dou u by dou x is equals to dou v by dou y. And the imaginary parts are dou v by dou x is equals to minus dou u by dou y. So this implies dou u by dou x is same as u suffix x, vy, u suffix x is equals to vi, and vx is equals to minus uy, or uy is equals to minus vx. These are the Cauchy-Riemann equations for the function f of z, or this is nothing but a necessary condition for the function f of z to be analytic. That means there is a function f of z and it is in the form of the function f of z in the form of u of x comma y plus iv of x comma y, and u of x comma and v of x comma y, the real part and imaginary part having partial derivatives, and they should follow the condition dou u by dou x is equals to dou v by dou y, and dou u by dou y is equals to minus dou v by dou x. So these two equations are called CR equations, right? Now coming to one problem on this. show that the function f of z is equal to x cubed into 1 plus I minus y cube into 1 minus I divided by x square plus y square for a z not equals to 0 and 0 for z is equals to 0 satisfies CR equations at 0 but f dash of 0 is not exist. Now coming to solution. Yes, given function f of z is equals to is x cube into 1 plus I minus y cube into 1 minus I divided by x square plus y square. This can be written as x cube minus y cube divided by x square plus y square real part plus I into x cube plus y cube divided by x square plus y square. This is f of z. That is now it is in the form of u of x comma y plus I v of x comma y. That means real part u of x comma y, real part of f of z. Yes, imaginary part of f of z is v of x comma y. So u of x comma y is equal to what we have? Here it is x cube minus y cube divided by x square plus y square and v of x comma y is equals to x cube plus y cube divided by x square plus y square. Now first I am going to prove the function f of z is satisfying the CR equations. What are the CR equations? You note that dou u by dou x is equals to dou v by dou y. Dou u by dou y is equals to minus dou v by dou x. Now I am going to verify these two equations by the functions g of x comma y and v of x comma y. And also given in the problem, the function is satisfying CR equations at what? Z is equals to 0. Yes, at z is equal to 0, at z is equals to 0, that implies f of z is equals to, tell me, f of z is equals to x cube into 1 plus I minus y cube into 1 minus I divided by x square plus y square. So the function becomes 0, you should compulsory you take x comma y as 0, so it is f of z is equals to 0, that implies f of 0 is equals to 0. This is same as u of 0 comma 0 is equals to 0 and v of 0 comma 0 is equals to 0. Now coming to the partial derivative of u with respect to x, that is nothing but ux at 0 comma 0 is equals to limit x tends to 0 u of x comma 0 minus u of 0 comma 0 divided by x. Now coming to u of x comma y is equal to x cube minus y cube divided by x square plus y square. Now we are taking y is equal to 0, what we have? X cube divided by x square, limit x tends to 0 x cube divided by x square all divided by x. Now it is in the form of a by b by c, limit x tends to 0 x cube divided by x cube which is equals to 1, that is ux. In the same way uy is equals to limit y tends to 0 u of 0 comma y minus u of 0 comma 0 divided by y, limit y tends to 0. Now coming to x is equals to 0, y cube, x 0 minus y cube divided by 0 square plus y square minus y cube divided by y square by y, which is limit y tends to 0 minus y cube divided by y cube which is equals to minus 1. This is ux uy. Now coming to vx, limit x tends to 0 v of x comma 0 minus v of 0 comma 0 divided by x. Here it is limit x tends to 0 v of x comma 0. In the v of x comma y you take y is equals to 0 x cube divided by x square, x cube divided by x square I am writing here directly, that is x divided by x which is equals to 1. Now vy is equals to limit y tends to 0 v of 0 comma y minus v of 0 comma 0 divided by y. Here it is limit y tends to 0. Let's take x is equal to 0 in the v of x comma y, that is y cube divided by y square. Y cube divided by y square is nothing but y divided by y, that is y by y which is equals to 1. See here we have dou u by dou x, dou u by dou y, dou v by dou x, dou v by dou y. Now ux is equals to what we have at 0 comma 0, this is 1, uy is equals to, that is minus 1, vx is equals to 1, vy is equals to 1. Now dou u by dou ux is same as vy, no? So dou u by dou x is equals to dou v by dou y, and dou u by dou y is equals to minus of dou v by dou x. So the function f of z satisfying CR equations at 0 comma 0. Right, now I am going to verify the f dash of 0 is existing or not at 0. Since f dash of 0 is equals to limit z tending to 0 f of z minus f of 0 divided by z minus 0. Right, we know that the function f limit z tending to 0, here it is x cube minus y cube divided by x square plus y square plus I into x cube plus y cube divided by here x square plus y square minus f of 0, you know that 0, divided by z, or z you can replace z with x plus iy, x plus iy, since z is equals to x plus iy. Right. Now z tending to 0 can be written as z is a function of two variables, x tends to 0, y tends to 0. As this can be written as x cube minus y cube plus I into x cube plus y cube divided by here this x square plus y square is LCM in the numerator, and it is a fraction in the form of a by b by c. A by b is a fraction, then a by b c, so we can write it x square plus y square into x plus iy. So which is the limit x tends to 0, y tends to 0. Okay, we can write it, we can rationalize the numerator and denominator. I into x cube plus y cube divided by x square plus y square into x plus iy, here x minus iy divided by x minus iy. So this can be written as limit x tends to 0, y tends to 0. Here x cube plus y cube plus I into x cube minus y cube plus I into x cube plus y cube of x minus iy divided by here x plus iy into x minus iy. Now it is the form of a plus b into a minus b, a square plus b square, that is x square plus y square into x square plus y square, x square plus y square whole square. Right, limit is x tends to 0, y tends to 0. You know that in the last class we have discussed it. Right, suppose this is the neighborhood of a 0, that means x is approaches to 0, y is approaches to, so many ways we have. Now I am going to take the path, along the path y is equals to mx, y is tending to 0, yes, x is tending to 0, yes, I am going to take along the path, not only y is equal to mx, you can take y is equal to minus mx also, y is equal to x square, y is equal to x cube, we can take so many ways we have. Y is equal to mx, substituting y is equal to mx, what happen? Here it is limit x tends to 0, here x cube minus m cube x cube, x cube plus m cube x cube, you can common m cube here, x cube of 1 minus m cube plus I into 1 plus m cube of here x minus mx, you can common x, here it is 1 minus I into m divided by here x square plus y is equal to mx whole square, x square plus m square x square, you can common x square and whole square is nothing but x to the power of 4, it is 1 plus m square whole square. So x cube into x, that is x to the power of 4, x to the power of 4 get cancelled. Here this limit is completely depends upon m. If you are taking the different values of m, you will get the different limits, right? Here, so that if I am taking m is equal to 1, you will get one limit, m is equal to 2, you get another limit. The m is the complete entire limit is depends upon m. That's why if the limit is exist, then it is unique. Here it is, we have the different types of limits, so limit is not exist, so that is nothing but f dash of 0 is not exist. F dash of 0 is not exist, therefore that implies f of z is not differentiable at z is equals to 0, right? This is the problem. Even the problem is satisfying the CR equations. The problem f of z is satisfying the CR equations at z is equal to 0, but at z is equal to 0 the function is not differentiable. This is the problem. Okay.